I'm Tim, welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Girard-Perregaux BMW Oracle Racing USA-76 Limited Edition. Launched in 2005 in a limited edition of 750 watches, 43mm in brushed and polished stainless steel. This watch was designed to back what ultimately became the BMW Oracle Racing Team's 2007 Challenge as the challenger of record in the 32nd America's Cup. Challenger in 2003, Challenger in 2007, ultimately victor in 2010, and successful defender in 2013. This watch is a tribute to one of the most successful America's Cup syndicates of modern times. And it features a completely unique combination of colors and style for a Girard-Perregaux WW.TC series World Time Chronograph. Now you can see on the wrist, the watch reads as all of its 43mm. Now, nice curved lugs actually conform to the curvature of a smaller wrist, so even if you do have a smaller wrist, despite the fact that this is a full-sized sports watch and still fairly thick, the bottom line is it's nice and light on the wrist because it spreads its mass nicely. There are no pressure points or hot spots, and you never really get a sense that this is an overbearing, oversized timepiece like you can with some heavy metal Royal Oak Offshores and watches of that ilk. Another feature that's outstanding and really aids the ergonomic case of this particular limited edition is this beautiful natural vulcanized rubber strap. First of all, it's beautifully made, top and bottom beautifully finished. It has that silky, smooth feel of natural latex-based rubber as opposed to the vile silicone and butyl ersatz replacements that you've seen on cheaper watches. This is top of the market. The material quality really shows that, and the detailing shows that Girard-Perregaux overlooks no details. Now, longitudinal and transverse relief channels, and you can see how deeply they're cut, release moisture, heat, sweat from the wrist to keep this watch comfortable in hot weather. What the watch also has going for it is a superb double deploying clasp. I really like this because the degree of finishing is extraordinary. Now, Girard-Perregaux is a complete manufacturer, builds its clasps, it builds its full bracelets, it builds its cases and its movements, including the World Time module on this base Girard-Perregaux automatic movement. So you're getting a lot of savoir-faire that's under a single roof, and part of the highlight there is that GP does have this long case, buckle, clasp finishing tradition. You can see the alternating polished and brushed facets really add gorgeous detail to and definition to this double deploying clasp of GP's own manufacture. And because it has a feature that I particularly favor, which is twin trigger release, it's nice and secure when closed, and then you press both triggers for a nice positive snap and an opening that's smooth, a mechanism that's silky, and quality that's evident throughout. Now, one of the best features of this particular example, the limited edition of 750 represents part of a small pool of WW.TCs released in stainless steel over the years, and because it is a special, both a special occasion to see a stainless steel WW.TC series watch and a limited edition dedicated to a very specific subject, GP gives you this gorgeous engraved commemorative caseback, individually numbered with the image of the USA-76 Challenger of Record for the America's Cup 2007, the 32nd America's Cup. So it's an impressive commemorative piece, and again, dedicated as it is to one of the most enduring and successful America's Cup syndicates of the modern era. It's also an important piece of regatta history. Now, the dial layout itself won't come as a surprise to longtime fans of Girard-Perregaux's signature modern complication, but the color scheme of the watch overall is completely unique to this 2005 limited edition. You start with the blue of this wonderful natural vulcanized rubber strap, and then you move inboard, and you can see alternately brushed and polished. The hoods of the lugs are polished. The beautiful rounded bezel, convex, smooth and silky, flows seamlessly into the crystal, also polished. You can see the flanks of the case, inboard of the strap, semi-conforming, high polish, and then the flanks of the case beautifully brushed on both sides with polished crown and chronograph pushers for contrast. There's a lot of thought, beautiful finish that goes into this watch, and that manufacturer pedigree inherited from the Bott manufacturer, which Girard-Perregaux bought in 1901, and on which basis GP extends its heritage back to the 18th century. When you hear 1791, they're talking about the Bott case-making concern that's today part of GP, and you can see that pedigree, that case finishing and design savoir-faire evident throughout the fit, finish, materials, and design of this case. Now inboard, you have world time, you have a chronograph, you have a date, and you have a distinctly different treatment of all these features than you'll see on a standard WW.TC or WW.TC Financial. First and foremost, you've got the dominant colors, red, white, blue, and black, emblematic of the colors of the USA-76 racing sailboat and the BMW Oracle racing team. A few changes have taken place. With respect to the chronograph functions center, you have a much higher contrast scheme than is typically seen on the WW.TC. First and foremost, you can see the minutes register at 9 o'clock features calibrations from 1 to 5 and 5 to 10 minutes, so it can function as a mini regatta timer, as a countdown to the beginning of a match in sailboat racing. If you've seen regatta timers from the likes of Omega and Audemars Piguet, then you understand that the idea of a countdown, especially one metered in 5-minute increments, is critically important for sailboat racing. So with the special red, white, or red, blue, and silver calibration on this subdial, GP gives you that flexibility to act as a regatta timer using the conventional chronograph. But what they also do is they improve the overall legibility for bright outdoor activity. This is daytime to the max, which is why the hands themselves, hours, minutes, and chronograph seconds at center. I'll start that up for your viewing pleasure, but they're all white and they're of distinctly different shape, size, and luminescence than standard WW.TC hands. If you look at the example of the WW.TC in rose gold that I posted on the channel earlier, you'll see, well, those are broad, curvaceous foy or leaf style hands. Here we're using broadsword and broad arrow hands, very sporting in style in the sporting tradition of the vintage Omega Seamasters and Speedmasters. We're using that more technical appearance, the more sports-oriented shape, form, and visibility to make this watch a standout when you need to be able to reference it in the heat of the moment, in the heat of battle, perhaps out on the water. Likewise, there is a special altered world time reference. Now you can see Valencia, the host of the 2007 America's Cup, present on the world time chapter ring, and you can see that the reference to yachting locations, points of reference, right here between Anchorage and Denver, that's the home port of BMW Oracle Racing. So I believe they're out of San Francisco, so that's the time zone you're looking at right there, US West Coast time. So little elements like that, from the sub-registers of the chronograph to the location of the competitive venue of the America's Cup to the home port of the home team. You can see that this really is a special edition where all of the characteristics of the well-known WW.TC are modified to suit, to be consonant with the color scheme, the mission, and the narrative of the challenger of record, the USA-76 BMW Oracle Racing. So the bottom line is this watch, one of 750, comes from a fairly large pool for a limited edition, but what makes it special is that it is a WW.TC from Girard-Perregaux in stainless steel. Now this is something that's hardly ever seen. You'll see them in PVD black stainless steel, you'll see them in titanium, you'll see them in precious metal, but this brushed and polished stainless steel treatment with the plethora of gorgeous colors and the limited edition tied to one of the most renowned sporting efforts of modern times, that's genuinely special. This watch has an elan and appeal. It's a fun-loving summer watch. It's an active lifestyle watch for the outdoors and good times. This is a watch for hitting the waves. Whether you're simply standing in the surf on the beach or you are in fact on the deck of a yacht, this is a watch for the summertime, for the wind, for the waves, for the good times. See this Girard-Perregaux USA-76 BMW Oracle Racing Limited Edition on our website, Watch You Want.